Living to 100. Secrets of the Blue Zones. In many ways, always, everybody should watch this. You find how to live longer. But it's not everybody and not many ways or always, because some people sometimes feel, why? What's the point? Yesterday being a bad day, yours truly thought, it's not worth it. So, and indeed, in many days almost, I'm not taking the trouble to see a doctor. In 5 years. Anyway, but for those interested, and most people would be, well, I've watched it, so in some ways, it's interesting to know. Then it's also true, first of all, the spoiler warning, disclaimer, don't watch this video, but look for on Netflix for the secrets themselves and watch the documentary. A few episodes, I've seen the first one for Japan. So there are a few things here to say. I've read in The Economist, in fact it's not, I've read in The Economist, it's somebody told me from The Economist through the podcast app. So in a podcast they have this thing, a study looking at the fact that there is some mystery there, maybe some nefarious activity, because it just happens that those blue zones where they report many people in their hundreds, so zones with a sort of high criminality of some sort, not shooting. So it could be related to the fact that they want to get the pension and they report those relatives are still living, and so things like that. Maybe. On the other hand, you do meet quite a few old people, some of them acting strangely. So again, it comes back to the question, do I want to do that? I mean, there's this fellow who says, well, so what do you do? So one says fast and does good. Another woman says, look, muscle. And I understand muscle is really important to keep your muscles with age, because then most people in their old age die because of an accident. They fall, they don't have the coordination, and those in Japan work in the garden, so but then there's this fellow who knocks his head on the table or something low. They don't really have furniture, in fact they keep on the ground, and that's also an explanation. So there are quite a few criteria. I've had a note on Ikigai, which is a Japanese thing, and it's mentioned there, explained a little bit. But there's also a book, so I've read it. You should, if you're still around. And there are a few elements there. They keep a social circle, that's important. Isolation has been discovered to be twice as deadly as smoking. So there is that, it's important. They rise from the table when they're just 80% full, so they don't put on. There's a question of food itself, of course. In the episode, they give the creator, filmmaker, gives the example of American, well, the West of hamburger, which is not a small one, 700 calories. And a large Japanese meal with, well, there's tofu as a present and other elements. There's this violet potato, that's key. That's giving them, I don't know, 70% of the calories in there. That's something really, really important there. But this meal with quite a lot has, I don't know, 200 calories. So you feel full. They don't wait for that. And many fewer calories. So, and then for another meal in the evening, a few, and you're up to so much more. So there's the food itself, they very little meat, also very little fish. That was surprising. They eat some seaweed. It's that, the potato I mentioned. It's eating less, it's keeping together with others. It's this philosophy, they don't retire, they keep, most of them have a gardener, so they keep to that, and they hang on to them. Positive, one woman or a few say. So you get quite a lot in there. So we could say must watch in some ways.